What's cracking, everybody? It's Carpet Mike here from CarpetExpertBlueprint.com, and in this video we are installing a new rubber gym flooring in a homeowner's private home gym. Now, this was probably one of the sickest cribs we've been to in a while. They were clearly doing very well for themselves and treating themselves to a beautiful home gym. So here's what we got here. We had 3 4x36s and 3 4x15s, and once we got it all mapped out for them, they said, you know what? We're probably just going to order more and keep continuing this. So it's going to be a nice return job as well. Black walls cut right to the block, nothing fancy as far as trim work and all that, which makes life super simple. So we unrolled the rubber flooring there, let it acclimate a little bit, and I just like to glue the seams. The stuff is so heavy, it really doesn't move, but I do glue the seams on it because if anybody drags equipment across it and the seams are not glued down, it could create a bubble, shift the floor, all sorts of mayhem. So we like to glue those seams down, and now we're pulling it together and putting strips of duct tape across it because until that glue cures, it can push against each other and cause these ugly gaps because it's rubber, it's not perfectly straight. So that's something to keep in mind. Now, trimming up against the block wall here, no baseboards, no quarter round, none of that funky stuff. So you just take your time shaving down right to the block. Life is good, zero complaints on this installation, so everything was great. Working our way down this wall here. I'm gonna go ahead and fight with everybody and throw my hands around when I argue with everybody, and then we're gonna go ahead and finish trimming it in. We got Prestige to the rescue, tucking everything in against the wall, and then we're gonna go ahead and cut the other wall. That was the other part that was awesome about this. It was a drop side, trim 2 walls, and then the inset was basically cutting to the expansion joints in the floor, so you could almost just stick your blade in the expansion joint, trace it down, and you were good to go. I mean, you don't always get these super easy jobs, but when you do, by all means, back that truck up and get that money. It was a good day, no doubt. So, as far as installing rubber floors, a couple things to keep in mind. One, it is ridiculously heavy. It is hard to manage by yourself because it is so insanely heavy to get it in the job site. Another thing to keep in mind, it's going to move in the beginning. So like I said, we were talking about with the duct tape there, have your team push it together on the seams there, put a strip of duct tape on it, and then make sure someone pulls the duct tape off the next day, because if you leave it on too long, it'll create a residue on it and it's all bad. You can't have that. So now we are adding in the last little bump out section here, gluing that in, hitting those seams real proper like. And then as far as what you bill to install rubber flooring, these numbers are all over the place, and my team is actually really low as far as what the industry's charging, but $1 to $2 a square foot is kind of going rate, and this is empty and ready to go. I've heard of guys getting upwards of $5 a foot to go ahead and get this installed, but you know, 1 to 2 is where we're at, depending upon drive time, things like that. And then also, if there's furniture moving or old flooring tear out, you got to keep that in mind as well and charge extra for that. But bam, that is the final product here. But while I got your attention, let's go ahead and pull a toilet here and tell you all about the fun I had with this the other day. So for those of you out there that don't know how to pull a toilet, first things first, you go ahead and loosen the bolts on the floor, get those off and out of the way, twist a wrench and some manhandling power, twist the nut off, good to go. Loosen it up a little more, there we go, boom, boom, boom. Gonna get that off the rest of the way. Let's go ahead and get an angle of the other one. Flop over to the other side, there we go. Once again, just grab that bolt, loosen it up a little bit. And I gotta loosen up a little more, my man hands wasn't working on that one there. Just keep going and going and going until you get that bolt all the way off. And once it's good, we are good to go with that part of the job. Next, we gotta kill that water line so we don't have any water leakage issues when we pull the toilet here. So let's go over to the back, shut the water off, flush the toilet, get all the water out of the tank, make sure it's all the way shut off. We almost good to go. Nice and tight. This was one of those scary valves where it's like if you turned it too hard, it was going to snap off and water's going to go flying everywhere. All bad, but it gets even better from here. Now we're going to go ahead and take the supply line off of the tank. Get your handy dandy pair of pliers there. Go ahead and unscrew that. Boom. All right, we're good to go. Now watch this part. Here's where it gets fun. So we got the plastic bag in the bathtub there, because when you remove the toilet, we like to throw it right into the bathtub, but nothing's happening because someone epoxied this to the floor and it was mosaic tiles, and if I continue pulling, I was going to break out the existing floor. So we went ahead and left it in, reinstalled the supply line, put the bolts back on, and then installed a vinyl sheet flooring, cutting around the toilet, and caulking it in. Something I hate doing, but sometimes it's got to be done. Obstacles in life, man. Don't let them hold you back. Just keep pressing forward. So I hope this video was helpful. If you have any questions about the carpet and flooring industry, you know to comment below, and I'll create a follow-up video answering your questions for you. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll connect with you on the next.